our test stream. Hit record and stay on YouTube Live, or do you put it privately?
I made it private. I think this one's public. Huh? Yeah. Hey.
with computer audio. Close that out right there.
I
And
didn't see you actually click.
start.
I can hear you talking.
Okay,
Let's see.
let's
Try
see.
click. Oh, no, that's sharing screen. How about if I, that's got come down, because he said sometimes you have to push an extra button
Really?
the first time. Stop video.
Well,
Hey,
there,
Wade, I can actually see and hear you, so I think you're good to go.
okay.
Oh,
Thank you.
so you just can't see yourself.
I should be able, let me put that there. There I am.
There I am. Okay,
Set.
all right, good to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Rick.
Good evening. I didn't realize I was still on mute, so sorry.
Let's see. Scott just left here. He came down to see me, so I'm sure he'll be on soon. Now, I'm not obviously part of any executive session, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, I thought so, but I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, both of you, it's been a great week. Boy,
Just to make sure I think we're live too, in case of anything sensitive.
yeah,
Okay, making sure you know.
great week.
Good. That's awesome. It's been good to see kids lined up for the school bus and
Oh,
all that good stuff around the neighborhood.
they are happy. I was over at Bailey, I think it was Bailey Elementary, and they came sprinting off the bus into the school. I'm not sure I've ever seen that.
Different times.
It was good to see.
Well, it looks like we got Lynn, Stu, and I know Scott's here, like you said.
That's okay. I'm in the board meeting. I'm in the hallway.
All right, Scott is here. Rick, you're good. All right, well, we will go with the Pledge of Allegiance here in a
Let's do the
second.
roll call first.
Yeah,
Here.
I said here in a second. Wait 1 second. All right. Eric, we are good to go. Tell him he's good so he can take off the intro. All right. Please call the roll.
Mr. Harris,
Here.
Mr. Melody,
Here.
Mr. Weininger,
Here,
Mrs. May,
Present.
and Mr. Valentine.
Here. Well, we'll have Mr. Lucas lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone will stand, and if you aren't Mr. Lucas, please, or Dr. Lucas, please mute your mic.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, approval of the agenda for this evening's meeting. Is there a motion?
so move.
Moved by
Second.
Mr. Weininger, second by Mr. Harris. Questions or comments? We do have executive session on the tail end of the meeting. There will be no action coming out of executive session. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Weininger,
Yes,
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Melody,
Yes.
Mrs. May,
Yes.
and Mr. Valentine.
Yes, agenda passes 5-0. Board of Education comments before we get into item B. Does anybody have anything for this evening?
I do. Hello, Dr. Lucas. It's good to meet you. I'm Stu Harris. I'm sorry I'm not there in person, but I'm looking forward to working with you. Welcome.
Thank you, Stu. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
On that note, Dr. Lucas, is there anything that you'd like to say as you've obviously taken the helm here this week and help welcome our kids back into the buildings full time?
Yeah, I think I'll have a more detailed report, obviously Monday, but as I was sharing with several of you already, it has been a great week. I could not ask for more from a hospitality standpoint in regard to staff. Been able to get into probably 3 or 4 of the schools so far. Plan on getting into all of them before this is all said and done. But kids are extremely happy. We have a great staff, and I'm just impressed with the amount of talent, not only in the staff, but the amount of talent, whether it be artwork or just different types of work in the various schools. A lot of talent here, great school district, and it's been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to more weeks like this.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you're
Could you
doing.
tell the story one more time that before we went live about the kids running off the school bus into the building?
Yes, that was over at Bailey. And that was a first for me, by the way, when kids jump off the bus and run into the school. Most of the time when I went to school, you ran out of the school into the bus. So again, great reports from staff members, seeing those kids come back with smiles, and a lot of them hadn't seen their friends in some of those high schools for 1 year. So it was a good time to get together, and obviously a lot of teaching and learning taking place. So it's been a great week.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Lucas, for being here. I also was able to get out to a number of buildings this week. And the reason that I went was because I wanted to see the enacting of the protocols. I know the protocol committee has done a lot of work with regard to how things are going to operate in the schools. And so I was able to get a look at how things were going and whether kids were being socially distanced and how much they're washing hands and whether they're wearing masks and such. And I was very pleased with what I saw. So thanks to all of our staff members and students that are really making sure that this program of Full In works.
With that being said, we will move on to item B. As many of the community know, we're in a period of transition as we have Dr. Lucas in as interim superintendent for Dr. Hoadley. We will be engaging here in a search process, and we've gone back to K-12 Business Consulting, which helped us with our search for Mr. Kern and our treasurer last time around. So at this time, there is item B on the agenda, approval of a contract for superintendent search. It is recommended by the Board of Education to approve the attached contract with K-12 Business Consulting, Inc. Is there a motion?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Moved by Mr. Melody. Is there a second?
I tied with the movie, so I'll take the second.
The second by Mr. Harris. Before we go to vote, I just want to make sure that communicate out as we engage in this road ahead. The contract that we're approving tonight with K-12 will help us achieve a fair and thorough search process that we obviously all want. We are moving quickly as the best available candidates are being hired by other school districts, and the hiring season for the top superintendents is usually done by April. So from a time standpoint, there is urgency on our side. And so we're obviously trying to act quickly. We've already identified one of those qualified candidates, and that person may need to make a job decision very quickly and in the near future, so that our district has all options available to us. We're beginning that interview process with that candidate. Of course, since we want the best superintendent available, we will be reviewing all the applications of qualified candidates who submit by the deadline. As a board, we are focused on finding a leader with a demonstrated record of academic and administrative excellence, a passion and commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and a thorough understanding of the unique challenges and opportunities in a district like ours. Any additional comments by members of the board?
Could Brian just comment quickly regarding the cost and how that typically falls out in terms of organizations that do this kind of work?
Yeah, so this is very comparable when you do different other searches. Actually, this one is probably a little cheaper. And then normally too, it is because, they have to act fast and doing fast and get things going. Otherwise, they would normally do a lot more work, a lot more prep work, in the sense that you may have different postings, the printings, and different other things like that. Is this place, they're very good. They're doing those search, they're doing those targeted search and get the people in that they think are best for our district. So I think that's this is really I think it's a good contract for us.
And I do appreciate that they are targeting people that we think are an extremely good fit for our district. We're a high performing district, and we have a lot of special things that are actually important for Dublin itself. And so I feel like this is a good way to go. So thank you for putting that together.
I think one more thing too is they work across the state, so they've seen it all over. They know the talent that's out there, and so it'll really help the board in making its decision.
Thank you.
All right, call the roll, please, Mr. Kern.
Yes, Mr. Melody,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Weininger,
Yes.
Mrs. May,
Yes.
and Mr. Valentine.
Yes, motion passes 5-0. Executive session. In accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, the Dublin Board of Education will go into executive session to consider 1, the B, employment of a public employee or official. Is there a motion?
So move.
Moved by Mrs. May,
Have it.
second by Mr. Weininger.
Sure.
Call the roll, please.
Mrs. May,
Yes.
Mr. Weininger,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Melody,
Yes.
and Mr. Valentine.
Yes, motion passes 5-0. Again, there will be no action taken after executive session. If at this time, we'll close down and the board will move into executive session. Thank you. Have a good night, Mr.